Greetings all and welcome back to Math in Anger. This is episode 20. We are continuing with multiplication and division the understandable way. This is part 5 of that, and we are finally looking at multiplication the understandable way. But before we continue, please, I need you to understand that what we are doing here is multiplication within arithmetic. We're still talking about arithmetic. The way we do multiplication in arithmetic is just adding things to itself. But you will realize that it becomes an anchor around your neck when when you try to move further in mathematics. It's this whole idea of adding things together. It it kind of destroys your understanding of higher forms of mathematics. You'll see what I mean by that. For now, within arithmetic, it is just adding things together. Okay? Right. Let's go take a look at this mechanical way that we get taught at school. They want you to do the following. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 3 is 6. Remember to put down a 0. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 1 is 2. And then you go and add it together. That is 6, 8, 2. Right. Now let me show you the understanding way. You know you are going to add 13 to itself 22 times. So you've got 10 here, 10 here, and 2 13s here. You already know that 10 times 13 is going to be 130. So you know you've got that twice. And here you have 2 times 13. So you go and add those two together, and that gives you 26. Now go and add this together. 130 plus 130 plus 26. And that gives you 6, 8, 2. See, you get the same answer. Right? But why don't you see 220 and 66 over here? Well, that's because within arithmetic, that when you're multiplying something with itself, and in general with multiplication, the direction in which you do it doesn't really matter. This method works because what they're really doing is they're treating your repeater as your additive and your additive as your repeater. Take a look at what happens when we go and add the repeater to itself. Right? So we've got 22 13 times. Right? So we've got 22 added to itself 10 times and 22 added to itself 3 times. We know this is going to be 220. And this is going to be 66. Now take a look at this. Right? You see that? The thing is, there's a bit of a problem with this mechanical way because you've got to remember to do things rather than understand. So let's go and let me demonstrate that with this. Take a look at what happens when we make that 29. Right? So now we are taking 13 and we are adding it to itself 29 times. So we're basically doing this. Right? And here again, now the mechanical method. 9 times 3 is 27. 2 times 3 is 6. And remember to add this 2. So that gives you 87. Remember to put down a 0. 9 times 1 is 9. 2 times 1 is 2. And now you go and add. That's 7, 17, 3. Right? Let's go do this the understanding way. We know we've got 130 here, and we've got the 130 here, and when we add 13 to itself 9 times, we get 117. So 130 plus 130 plus 117, that is 773. Right, now you can go and do the same thing we did with 22. You can do with 29, and you will see 87 and 290. Go and do that as an exercise for yourself. But please, start using this understanding way in your day-to-day life rather than this mechanical way. Because it actually tells you what you're doing rather than relying on remembering stuff. Right? Yes, if you need to sit in an exam, learn how to write the mechanical way and use the understanding way to double check your answer. So that you can get the marks you need in order to show people, hey, I can actually do this. Okay. Right. This then was Math in Anger, episode 20. I will see you in the next one. Ciao.